Every culture, every single person has a deep-seated fear of death. And it's not really about the pain, is it? It's about the threat to our identity. We imagine death as a total erasure, a void, the end of me, a complete and final disappearance. But what if that's not true? What if death isn't a disappearance at all? What if it's the very first moment you finally get to see everything clearly, without any distortion? Imagine that. Not an ending, but a new kind of beginning. In thousands of documented cases, a consistent story emerges about the moment of death. The body fails, breathing stops, the heart ceases to beat. All the signs of life are gone, and yet awareness remains. It's not confused, it's not fading away. In fact, it's described as expanding, becoming more vibrant. People who've experienced this often say it feels like stepping out of a tight, heavy suit. The physical pain vanishes in an instant. The constant chatter and emotional noise in your head just stops. The mind becomes silent, yet incredibly sharp and focused. This single observation completely contradicts what modern materialism tells us. If consciousness was just a byproduct of the brain, a simple trick of our neurons firing, then it should disintegrate when the brain dies. It should flicker out like a light bulb. But it doesn't. It stabilizes. It becomes clearer. And this points to a radical idea. What if the brain doesn't create consciousness at all? What if, instead, its job is to filter it, to limit our vast awareness so we can focus on the day-to-day business of survival in a physical body? When the filter is removed, we experience consciousness in its pure, unfiltered state. We don't lose ourselves. We find a bigger part of ourselves that was there all along. Another fascinating detail that appears again and again is the act of observation. Souls report watching the scene they just left. They see their own body lying there. They watch the reactions of their loved ones, the paramedics working, the entire environment, often from impossible angles, like from the ceiling or outside the room. They notice tiny details they never could have seen while alive. And here's the strange part. They do this clinically, with a sense of calm detachment. There's no panic, no fear. Why? Because fear is a biological response, hardwired into our bodies for survival. And that biological machine has just been left behind. But something essential remains. Identity, not the ego, not the job titles or the roles we played, but our core essence. The observer is still there, still you, but free from the biological imperatives that drive so much of our life's drama. So what happens next? Many of us were raised with images of a final judgment, a divine courtroom, a bearded judge, a sentence being passed down. But according to these accounts, that's not what happens at all. There is no external courtroom. There is no one there to judge you. But there is a confrontation, and it's a confrontation with pure, unadulterated truth. Souls describe experiencing their entire lives, not as faded memories, but as a full spectrum, holographic replay. And they don't just watch it, they feel it from every perspective. They feel the pain they caused others as if it were their own. They feel the love they withheld, the moments of courage they shied away from. It's not a punishment. It's a profound, immersive lesson in understanding. And this changes our whole concept of morality. Morality isn't a set of rules enforced by a higher power. It's the inevitable consequence of awareness. You simply cannot escape what you have been, because you will experience it yourself. Now, while most experiences are peaceful, some souls do report suffering. But this suffering is entirely internal. It's not about fire or demons. It's a state of profound dissonance experienced by souls who lived their lives in deep denial, cruelty, or emotional numbness. When the filters of the ego are gone, they are faced with the stark reality of their actions and intentions, with no excuses left to hide behind. They see the harm they've caused, the love they've rejected, without the self-justifications they relied on in life. Hell, if it exists, isn't a place you're sent to. It's the internal agony of being unable to look away from the truth of who you chose to be. It's the ultimate self-confrontation, and for some, that clarity is the most painful thing imaginable. So, death doesn't destroy you. It just strips everything away. It removes the narrative you told yourself. It removes the lies, the justifications, the endless distractions of daily life. What's left when all of that is gone? What remains is what you actually became through your choices, your actions, and your love. And that raw, undiluted truth of you isn't the end. It's just the beginning of the next chapter. Thank you so much for joining me on this exploration. If these ideas resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more journeys into the nature of consciousness. We all want to believe in heaven, a place of eternal rest and comfort. But what if that's just a story we tell ourselves? What if the reality is something far more complex and, frankly, a little unsettling? Decades of research into near-death experiences and hypnotic regression reveal a consistent picture, not of paradise, but of a system, an intricate, ordered structure that doesn't care about your beliefs, your religion, or your good deeds. It cares about only one thing: your development. When you die, you don't just float off into a cloudy abyss. You're met, not by angels with harps or long-lost relatives in a sun-drenched field. You're met by guides. These aren't gods to be worshipped. They're experienced intelligences, more like spiritual orientation counselors. Their job is to help you acclimate. The first thing you notice is the communication. It's not spoken, it's telepathic, a direct transfer of pure meaning, faster and clearer than any language. There's no room for misunderstanding, and more importantly, no room for deception. You can't lie, not because it's forbidden, but because there's nothing to hide behind. Your thoughts, your intentions, your entire being are an open book. You are seen completely and without judgment for the first time. This arrival isn't about being judged for your past life. It's about being welcomed into the next stage of your education. The initial disorientation fades, replaced by a profound sense of belonging. A feeling of finally being home, not in a place, but in a state of pure, unfiltered reality. You realize that your earthly life was just one classroom in a much larger school. and class has just been dismissed. Once you've settled in, you begin to notice the other souls, and you realize very quickly that not all souls are the same. This isn't a judgment of worth. It's an observation of maturity, of depth. Think of it like a school with different grade levels. Some souls are young, like spiritual kindergartners. They are reactive, impulsive, driven by basic emotions. They're still learning the fundamental lessons of cause and effect. Then you have the intermediate souls, like high school or college students, beginning to grasp more complex concepts, capable of more nuanced thought and deeper empathy. And finally, there are the old souls, the graduate students and professors of the spiritual world. They are stable, reflective, and precise. Their presence is calm and powerful. This structure creates a natural hierarchy, not of power, but of experience. Souls of similar maturity levels tend to cluster together, forming soul groups. This reframes our entire understanding of human inequality. On Earth, we see people as good or bad, but from this perspective, some people aren't bad. They're just early stage. They're spiritually young and making the mistakes that come with inexperience. Others aren't superior. They're simply older, having learned these lessons over many, many lifetimes. It's a humbling realization that erases judgment and replaces it with a profound sense of compassion for everyone's unique journey. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, and for some, deeply disturbing. The research shows that souls don't just reincarnate randomly. We come back in groups, the same cluster of souls, over and over again. And within these groups, we rotate roles. In one life, a soul might be your loving parent. In the next, they might be your child. The soul who was your greatest teacher in one lifetime might become your most difficult obstacle in another. And yes, the same consciousness that saves your life in one incarnation might be the very one that hurts you in the next. The soul who is your victim could return as your oppressor. This isn't cosmic punishment. It's a curriculum designed for maximum growth. To truly understand forgiveness, you must experience being both the forgiver and the one needing forgiveness. To truly grasp compassion, you must know both profound love and devastating loss. This concept doesn't excuse harmful actions on Earth. Far from it. What it does is provide a framework for why meaning can be found even in our deepest pain. It suggests that our greatest enemies might be our most devoted spiritual allies, bravely playing a difficult role to help our soul learn a crucial lesson. After each life, there's a process we call the life review, but it's nothing like what you see in the movies. It's not an emotional reel of your greatest hits and biggest regrets played before a bearded judge. It's more like a forensic data extraction. It is meticulous, detailed, and completely objective. You, along with your guides, examine every moment, every choice, every thought from your life. But you don't just see what you did. You experience the full impact of your actions from the perspective of every single person you interacted with. You feel the joy you created and the pain you caused as if it were your own. The examination isn't focused on earthly metrics of success, your career, your wealth, your social status all irrelevant. Even your happiness is secondary. The review zeroes in on three things: awareness, intention, and growth. What was your level of consciousness when you made that decision? What was the true intention behind your action? And most importantly, did this experience, positive or negative, expand your consciousness? Did you learn? Did you evolve? Success in the afterlife isn't about having a good life. It's about having a useful one. Did you use your experiences, both the good and the terrible, to become more aware, more compassionate, more whole? That is the only question that matters. So, heaven is not a destination. It's not a reward for a life well lived. It is a workshop, a school, a training ground. Earth is the classroom where we take the tests. The afterlife is where we review the results, analyze the data, and prepare for the next lesson. It's a relentless, loving, and impersonal system designed for the sole purpose of evolving consciousness. It's a cycle of learning, applying, and integrating life after life. And when the lesson is fully understood, when the data from your life has been completely integrated, another life is prepared, a new script is written, and you get ready to go again. Thanks for watching. If this expanded your view of the universe, consider subscribing for more deep dives into the nature of reality. What if your life isn't a mistake? What if every single struggle you resent, every challenge that keeps you up at night, was actually selected by you, intentionally? It's a wild thought, I know. We often feel like we're just being thrown around by circumstance, reacting to a world that happens to us. But what if the very fabric of your reality, the parts you love and the parts you hate, were part of a grand design? A design that you yourself authored before you ever took your first breath. Imagine, for a moment, that the life you're living is a curriculum, a self-assigned course for your own evolution. The idea isn't that you're being punished, but that you are being perfected through a process you put in motion. Stay with me, because this perspective could change everything. Let's explore how this design process might work. It's not about micromanaging every little detail. Souls in this model do unsit down and script out whether you get a flat tire on Tuesday or spill coffee on your shirt. That's not the point. Instead, they choose the fundamental conditions, the overarching themes of a lifetime. They choose the limitations, the specific challenges that will push them to grow. Think of it like a potter choosing a specific type of clay. Some clay is smooth and easy to work with. Others are gritty and resistant. The soul chooses the gritty clay, the friction, because it knows that without resistance, its awareness will remain shallow. It's through pushing against something that we discover our own strength. The relationships that trigger us the most. They might be the most important assignments we've given ourselves. The family dynamics that feel so difficult. They could be the perfect crucible to forge compassion and understanding. We don't choose the pain itself, but we choose the circumstances that are most likely to provoke the growth we came here for. Choose the pressure, the resistance, because that's where the real transformation happens. We choose the friction, because we know that a ship isn't built for the harbor. It's built to withstand the storm and navigate the vast open sea. Now, This doesn't mean your life is a pre-written movie where you're just an actor reading lines. Far from it. This is where free will comes in, and it's absolutely crucial. The framework might be set, the pressure points might be chosen, but how you react within that framework is entirely up to you. Nothing is scripted. Your choices matter more than anything. Imagine two people born into nearly identical circumstances of poverty and hardship. One might become bitter, resentful, and turn to crime, feeling like a victim of the world. The other might use that same hardship as fuel, developing incredible resilience, empathy, and a drive to create a better life for themselves and others. Same life, same conditions, but to completely opposite evolutionary paths. The system doesn't demand suffering. It's not a cosmic requirement, but our avoidance of the challenges we set for ourselves. That's what multiplies the pain. When we run from the difficult conversation, when we ignore the inner voice telling us to change, when we numb ourselves to avoid feeling the friction, that's when the suffering deepens. The curriculum is there, but whether we learn the lesson with grace or with great resistance is our choice every single day. The universe isn't forcing you to suffer, it's inviting you to grow. So, if we designed all of this, why on earth would we erase the memory of it? Why go through all the trouble of setting up this intricate spiritual gymnasium, only to walk in with amnesia? It seems counterintuitive, right? But there's a profound purpose to the forgetting. Because remembered truth is cheap. If you started this life already knowing all the answers, it would be like taking an open book test. You might pass, but would you really learn anything? Would the knowledge be integrated into the very fiber of your being? No. It's the process of rediscovery that transforms us. It's the aha moment, the flash of insight that comes after a long struggle that truly changes who we are. Life is a test of integrity under conditions of profound uncertainty. It asks the ultimate question: who are you when you think no one is watching? Who are you when you don't know the rules of the game? When you have no memory of your true, powerful, divine nature? Your character isn't defined by how you act when you know you're on stage. It's defined by your choices in the dark, guided only by the faint light of your own conscience. Forgetting is the mechanism that makes the experience real, that makes the learning genuine, and that makes your choices truly meaningful. If any of this resonates with you, if this model is even partially true, think about what it means. It means your life is not random or meaningless. It means you are not broken, flawed, or a mistake. You are a student, enrolled in a master-level course of your own design. You are inside a curriculum perfectly tailored to your soul's expansion. And in this light, the only real tragedy isn't the hardship or the struggle. The only tragedy is going through the entire experience, completing the curriculum, play, and leaving without ever understanding why you came in the first place. It's about waking up to the purpose behind the process. So the next time you face a challenge, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" maybe try asking, "What did I intend to learn from this?" The answer might just change your life. You are not here to be comfortable. You are here to become conscious. Thanks for watching. If this sparked something in you, consider subscribing for more explorations like this. See you in the next one. If you're still here watching my videos, I want to say something simple. Thank you. In a world of endless noise and distractions, the fact that you choose to spend your time here means more than you can imagine. It means you're one of those rare people who wants to go deeper, question reality, and look inside yourself, not just outside. I'm honestly happy that there are people who share these interests, these questions, this search for meaning. So if you feel this space resonates with you, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone who might need it. Your support helps this content reach more people who are also quietly searching. Thank you for being here, really.